Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Taupō District Council meeting, March meeting this morning in Taupō. First up, we have and welcome members of the public and staff, the Mayor and Councillors, and two by Zoom today, Councillor Rankin and Councillor Leonard.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Kia ora.
We go to Duncan is offered to do the karakia today. So Councillor Duncan Campbell. Thank you.
I'm singing it, by the way. Oh my, oh my, oh my, what if it was true? And oh my, oh my, oh my, tell me, is it true? And did he die upon that cross? And did he come back across? Jesus walking on the water, sweet Jesus walking in the sky. Sinking sand, he took my hand, raised me up and he brought me up. I can hold my head high. And will I be true to my birth? And will I give what I'm worth? Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. I come when you call. And yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, sweet Jesus, my all in all.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Campbell. Away today. Also, I'd just like to, if I could, we all stand again and just remember a minute's silence for former Mayor Joan Williamson, was Mayor for a number of years, borough and for the District Council. So we stand for a minute in honour of Joan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Worship. You do understand, Joan, Hebrew is the gift of God. So she's looking down on us and our performance.
Yeah, okay. We certainly understand that. Very good. Thank you very much, Councillor Williamson. Item number 2 is apologies for this afternoon. And I believe Councillor Rankin and Councillor Leonard now counted as part of the quorum too. Councillor Truman, okay. So we have apologies from Councillor Truman. Do I have a move, please? Thank you, Councillor Park, seconded by Councillor Lachlan. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Right, just this meeting is will be recorded and uploaded to the council's YouTube later. There's still some technicalities in actually getting it live streamed, I believe. So we'll be updated as soon as we can. And also item 5.5 has been withdrawn from today's meeting, just seeking some more information and some advice on that item. Very good. Item number 3, conflicts of interest. Any conflicts of interest pertaining to the items today? Councillor Westerman.
Just because we are involved in the sale of the roto sections. Horrible case.
That is item 5.2. Okay, thank you, Councillor Westerman. We will note that. Any other conflicts of interest? No. Okay, confirmation of the minutes 4.1. The ordinary council meeting on the 28th of November. Do we have any matters rising from those minutes? Thank you, Councillor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Shepherd. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. 5.1. We go to the portfolio updates. Oh, sorry, the confidential ones. Need to move those as well. That's all of us. Okay, cool. Okay, 5.1 members portfolio updates. Who have we got first up? Councillor Rankin, anything from you by any chance?
Good afternoon, everyone. Just to mention that we've had a Waura House meeting this last week, and we're looking at the art piece, which is the water feature, and getting funding from that outside the council. But Waura House is progressing really, really well, and it's very important to all of us. So it's lovely to see how it's coming along. The progress is great. And also wanted to mention that the Kinloch Kindergarten and the land has been given for that kindergarten by one of our developers, Bruce Bartley, and they've got a big project on at the moment raising the money, and they've been talking to us about resource consents, etc. So that's also progressing well. And the only other thing is I've been invited onto the board of hospice. So I've accepted that appointment, and I'm looking really forward to it. But that's all from me. It's freezing in Dunedin, just in case you want to know. There's been hail, like big. You just be pleased you're in Taupō where it's a bit warmer. It's lovely apart from the weather. But no, that's it, David. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rankin. Appreciate that. Sport and Rec, Councillor Rachel Shepherd. Rachel.
Thank you. Yeah, as noted here, I attended the Sport New Zealand Hui in Millington on Monday the 13th of March. Found it really beneficial, actually. Enjoyed seeing and meeting other elected members as well as council officers to discuss the recreation and sports strategy throughout New Zealand and how that might affect our district. I attended the Sports Advisory Council meeting Tuesday the 21st of March. And we've had our drop-in sessions now for the recreation and sports strategy. There's a note here also from Councillor Campbell there that he has discussed with public and raised the issue of an ice skating rink as it floated and received some really favourable community support. So we'll look to see if there are submissions, which it looks as though there are, in the recreation and sports strategy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Shepherd. Councillor Fletcher, Youth and Technology.
Yes, thank you, Worship. Nothing new to report. Been having regulatory catch-ups with the youth sector throughout the district. Business as usual for a lot of them. But obviously a lot of our ngatahi really excited about some of the projects that are coming up in 2023 around youth leadership. So looking forward to report further on that throughout the month.
Cool. Thank you, Councillor Fletcher. Councillor John Williamson, Arts and Culture.
Thank you, Wisha. Owing to personal circumstances, I haven't really been engaged much this month, so nothing to report on actually my portfolio.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you, Councillor Williamson. Councillor Danny Lachlan, Environment and Climate Change.
Good morning, Worship. Just want to thank Yvonne Westerman for being able to attend the AGM for the Waipahi Botanical Society. I was unavailable that day, but nothing else to report. Good.
Thank you, Councillor Lachlan. Community Safety, Councillor Kevin Taylor.
Thank you, Worship. The only item I've got came to my attention after the agenda was published, and that's around CCTV and lighting in the CBD. So that's an issue I'm attending to with council staff and outside agencies. So I'll report more detail next month.
Thanks, Councillor Taylor. Strategic Relationships, Councillor Anna Park.
Thank you, Your Worship. I volunteered at Ironman New Zealand, which was great to have the full event back and great to see so many people in town. The late Taupō precinct blessing, the blessing for the new Tūwhare Tower building in which council will be a tenant of, and also the official airport opening. In regards to civil defence, I attended the Waikato Civil Defence Emergency Management Joint Committee in Hamilton yesterday. I also have been involved as Joint Committee Chair with weekly Teams meetings with Minister Waiauti and Roger Ball of NEMA. And I've also made an introduction to the Indian, Filipino, English language partners in Pacific Island communities, so that I then can engage with them on the annual plan consultation process.
Good, that's it, Councillor Park. Excellent. Councillor Westerman, Community Services.
Apart from what's in the report, Councillor Daly said I've attended the AGM on Sunday for the Waipahi Botanical Gardens, and good turnout it was a very social event.
Thank you very much. And Acacia Bay Residents Association, you want to mention that while you're on a roll? It's all done. Yeah, thank you very much. Councillor Kylie Leonard, Food Production Primary. Thanks, Kylie.
Thanks, Mayor David. I attended the Dairy Industry Awards. It was a wonderful evening celebrating the people up and coming in the industry. Also, it was wonderful to host the CEO of Fonterra, Miles Hurrell, in Taupō on Monday of last week with a number of shareholders of Fonterra at that event. Also had the pleasure to be in the company of the Minister of Agriculture last evening and hearing all the positive things that he had to say about Taupō and our region. So those are some of the highlights of the last month for me.
Thank you very much, Leonard. Yeah, just from the mayoral office, just some highlights for the week or the month was the Pride picnic down the Taurangi-Tongariro North Domain. It's a very successful inaugural picnic down there and well attended. The under-20s were New Zealand under-20 teams, franchise teams were in town all last week. Great economic boost to our motels and accommodation industry, and very well conducted. Great young players, so they had a successful week. We obviously transferred our CEO to New Plymouth yesterday. Very successful turnout. Thank you to the councillors and other staff members that joined me on that occasion. Also, we had the Age Concern Expo last Friday. It was down at the Great Lakes Centre, which is very extensively attended. Fantastic stall holders and everyone there concerned, very happy. And I did a talk on leadership, etc., and council activities to Taupō College last Friday as well. So just some highlights out of the mayoral office. Councillor Greenside, sorry. How could I forget you?
Thank you, Richard.
Sorry.
We attended the councillors the inaugural meeting of the Turangi Co-Governance Committee. I also later in the month chaired the inaugural meeting of the Tongariro Representative Group in Turangi. The Turangi sports facility is coming along beautifully, and it has been gifted the name of Te Matapuna by Ngāti Turangi-Tongariro. We've got a few little issues with contractors, but we're hopeful for an opening sometime next month. The playground has had the whakato from Ngāti Turangi-Tongariro, and the work is all set to go on that, hoping for a completion and an opening around Matariki. I attended a meeting to do with lake levels and erosion issues with a wide group of people. It was a private meeting. His Worship the Mayor, Waikato Regional Council, Mercury Energy, Tūwhare Tower Trust Board, Te Pūtaka, Erosion Committee from the Southern Lake Dock, and Taupō District Council staff, and a public communique has come out from that meeting. Councillor Fletcher and I attended a hui held in Turangi put on by MB and the Ministry of Social Development on equitable transition strategy, very well attended by Turangi locals. And I attended a local government Zone 2 hui held in Karapiro last Friday, extremely worthwhile. CEO of Entity B Water Services, Vaughan Payne, and Minister McNulty were the main speakers at that, which was excellent. And last night I attended a really wonderful thing on Turangi held by the Business After 5 at the Trout Centre, where the Ministry of Education have funded a education program to the tune of lots and lots of dollars. So that's going to be very, very exciting for all the children, not just in the Taupō region, but all across New Zealand. And apart from that, life is quiet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Greenslade.
Yeah, your wish, Councillor Williamson. Just want to acknowledge the passing of Betty Reid. She's a long time stalwart of our community and family friend. I believe established Auckland Airport way back in probably the 40s, 50s. Anglican minister and also a long time teacher served in many local schools as well. So just want to acknowledge Betty and her family.
Thank you very much, Councillor Williamson. Indeed. Appreciate that. All right. Thank you, members, for your portfolio updates. You're up in February, Duncan.
Hi, Your Worship. Just that Councillor Westerman and myself attended a road club blessing of the new boats a few weeks ago now. That was very interesting. Introduction to how they operate and the way they're seeing their way forward.
Join up?
No.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Campbell. We'll have that noted. All right, could I have a movement, please? Thank you, Councillor Shepherd. Seconded by Councillor Loughlin. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. Very good. Okay, item number 5.2. Ministerial consent to Unison Networks Limited easement. Karen.
It's
Good
me
afternoon,
again.
Karen. In-house lawyer, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. So this is a straightforward matter. It's similar to the matter I brought to you a couple of months ago. This time it relates to Ngāroto. We wish to grant a Unison easement over reserve, which is why it has come to either council or the Rolling and Reserves Committee, but with timing being an issue, we're coming to you. Instead of a rec reserve this time, it's an access way reserve. So it's a reasonably easy decision, I think. So it's a Unison easement underground over a local purpose reserve access way. And what I'm asking you to do is exercise your ministerial powers delegated to you to consent to this under Section 48 of the Reserves Act. And that's my
Very
paper.
good. Thank you, Karen. Very well explained. Any questions of Karen? Straightforward. Have a mover, please. Moved by Councillor Taylor. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Don't know what that noise is, Karen. Is that you?
I didn't know it wasn't my tummy, honestly. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Karen. 5.3, Health, Safety and Wellbeing Report. Mrs. Michelle McGill. Good afternoon, Michelle.
Oh, good afternoon, councillors, Mayor. So this report covers the period from December through to February, and you know our trends have, well, our incidents have trended downwards, which is positive, and also the end of February, mid-February, did see Cyclone Gabriel affect the regions, and we did end up with a significant near miss, which I'm sure is of interest to most of you. That happened out at our water treatment plant out at River Road, and I'm putting a ICAM investigation lens over it. With the ICAM stands for Investigation Causal Analysis Methodology, which actually looks at systemic and organisational issues that may have led to this incident happening. The investigation currently is underway, and just with our water and wastewater treatment plants, we do have a mixture across the region of old equipment, old plants and new plants. This incident happened on the old river, on the old system, and we have had an independent audit, electrical audit done since on just the earthing and flash arrest, surge arresters put on some of the old equipment. This audit is going across all of our plants as are currently underway. So, but the rest of the report we've taken as read, but welcome any questions.
Thanks, Michelle. Any questions of Michelle? Councillor Westerman?
I just wondered if the audit is happening across all of them or just the older ones?
Across all of them. They've gone through and done like a defect report on not just, it's not necessarily focusing on health and safety defects. It's obviously looking at equipment age and operational defects. Obviously, the systems have been upgraded and it's right across all of them. So.
Thank you, Councillor Westerman. Any other questions of Michelle? No, all straightforward there, Michelle. Thank you for your report. Have a mover, please. Thank you, Councillor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Park. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. Thanks, Michelle. Item 5.4. Adoption of the consultation document for the annual plan 2023-24. Kendall, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, so today I'm here to adopt the consultation document. Oh, sorry, adopt the consultation document for the annual plan 23-24. I'll take the item as read, but we'll just acknowledge that we are seeking to just slightly amend the recommendation that we have in front of you. This is just due to a few of the pieces of supporting information changing names as we've developed it, and also the forecast financials that we had identified and the funding impact statement have been combined into one document, which is named the draft prospective financial statements and capital expenditure 23-24 statements. So all of the original supporting information that was there, it's still there, it's just named slightly differently and packaged up. So we have got some amended wording. Yeah.
Yep. Very good. So I'll get that wording up. Any questions of Kendall? Straightforward.
Right. One question. Sorry, Kendall, really minor thing. I need to pick it up, read through it again this morning. Just under the fees and charges, under the climbing wall, couldn't see anything there for adults.
Yes. That has traditionally that hasn't been captured in there as adults. It's been students and children.
Go climbing. So it's free for me.
No, it's not. It's not free for you. I'd have to just quickly talk to Steve Giles about that. But yeah.
Councillor Greenslade?
Yes, that just reminded me, Councillor Taylor, there was one minor thing I noticed. It's not the Turangi Aquatic Centre, it's the Turtle Pools. So somewhere it was Turtle Pools and other places it was Turangi Aquatic Centre. Oh, yeah, very minor.
Very good. Andrew, sorry.
Through the chair, just to answer Councillor Taylor's question, so around the climbing wall fees and charges.
Yes.
So this is run as a club through the event centre, and they cater to, well, in that age group only. Councillors are more than welcome to pass on your interest to the club and see if they'll be willing to make an exception for other attendees.
Sorry, that raises an issue for me then, because my understanding was this was open to the public on payment of a fee, not just a club facility. This was like all the other facilities at the AC bars. So that is a significant change, and this is not a fees and charges conversation. This is around access and use.
take that and come back to you.
Thank you.
Very good. Councillor Greenslade.
Thank you, Your Honour. I just looked at my sticky notes. Seen them. I would like to ask that I have been approached by the community. The Turangi playground as it currently exists was paid for by a community group. I understand it was 25,000 that they raised, and the group would like to know whether or not that playground is going to be demolished when the new playground opens.
Is that something we can answer, Lorraine? or-
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a topic that we can answer through annual plan discussions, but we can absolutely come back to you, Councillor Greenslade, on that one.
Very much.
Very good. No other questions, Kendall? Okay.
Sorry, just through the chair, can we change the top approves to adopt? That was my fault, sorry. I went back and read the legislation again.
That's the new resolution.
Yeah.
1 and 2, A, B and C. Okay, could I have the mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Westerman, seconded by Deputy Mayor. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. Thanks, Kendall.
Thank you.
5.5 has been withdrawn. 5.6, Taupō District Council Performance Report. Good afternoon, and see you in the hot seat for the first time, Acting CEO. Nice to have you on board. Sorry, I should have welcomed you earlier.
That's fine, thank you, Your Worship. So yes, so it is our normal performance report on a monthly basis. It is actually 3 parts to this report. The first one is a summary from myself this time about the events that occurred in February. Obviously, the key to that was around Cyclone Gabrielle, and I'm very proud of the support that this council has offered to those that were hardest hit in other parts of New Zealand. The other 2 parts I'll look to Pernell and Jeanette to be able to support me with. That is around the project update and the financial update. So this is the first aspect.
Okay, thanks very much, Julie. Any questions of Julie? Okay, Pernell and Jeanette, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Worship and councillors. I'm presenting the financial part of the report. I would like to take it as read. We're still tracking pretty much the same as last month, quite tight. I did want to comment though on the 2 items that we said we would come back to you today on. So the interest budget, so we estimate that our interest paid, our interest cost, will exceed budget by $1.34 million. However, our interest revenue is also on general funds is about the same amount, 1.37 that we are over. We've received more interest than what we budgeted for, so we're not going to ask you to pass a resolution on that cost. The wages budgets, we have estimated that our net wage cost will exceed budget by about $1.5 million. This in the main has been caused by the market inflation being higher than what we budgeted for the in the budget and the annual plan for this year. We budgeted about 2% and it's ended up at about 6%. 500,000 has been received from the government in terms of the Three Waters transition funds. So that will be covering part of that 1.5 million for the extra positions that we needed to complete that work. And we expect to recover most of the remainder through capitalisation of wages to capital projects. So again, we don't believe a resolution is required. And I'm happy to take any other questions on the financials.
Thanks, Jeanette. Any questions of Jeanette? No? Pretty straightforward. Pernell.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you for your time today. It's always appreciated. It's good to see you. I shall take the report on significant projects as read. However, of the 10 projects reported here, as you know, 4 of them are about to roll off. And I thank you for your support specifically at TTCT and the airport formal opening, followed by the community event. I think you'll all agree it was a real blast. Look, I'll just do a deep dive into a couple of the projects today. A couple of them have already been mentioned this morning, which is good news. First of all, Te Kapua Playground in Turangi, working with the local kāwha Te Taurangi-Ro, Te Māori Gardener on some wonderful theme play equipment. I've seen some sample photos and they do look
amazing, including a whopper and some wonderful kawhaiwhai certain surface patterns. The designs are really exciting and I look forward to being able to share them with those steering group members. Turangi Tukua Sports Facility has recently had a name gifted to it from Ngāti Tūwharetoa, which is Te Mātapuna, which means people from the southern end of the lake. And for anyone who's able to visit, the exterior murals are something to really behold. Mangakino Lakefront, a temporary repair was completed prior to Christmas. Community consultation and feedback on the reserve closed around the 3rd of March, and previous community engagements were held on the 4th and 7th of February respectively. Continued work on Taupō Wastewater Southern Trunk Main continues, but there's likely to be an extension of time there just regarding the additional engagement. And finally on the SCADA project, which I know I updated you all on last time, obviously there's some results coming through from Whakamaru and Mangakino test sites, and site conversions are being scheduled. Any questions?
Good. Councillor Greenslade.
Thank you, Worship. I'd just like to comment, Peniel, on your involvement at the Taupo Airport opening. I thought you were outstanding, to say the least. You really were. It was wonderful to attend. But that's a by the by. I did want to ask you what is happening with the Turangi Vital Street program, because I know that we've got these issues with the concrete plant and so forth. So what is actually happening here at present?
Okay, so I've been working closely with Peter van Niekerk, as you know, as the project manager for that project. As you know, there's been some extensions which have all been approved by MB and previously discussed around the completion of stage 5. We're currently through stage 3. The difficulties regarding some of the costings and obviously the provision of concrete from what is now closed in Turangi. Recasting of cost has been done based on concrete provided from other parts of the district, and that's now included in a case that's gone through to MB for the small gap between the approved annual plan figure, the existing MB budget, and I guess the cost to complete stage 5.
When do we expect to hear back from MB? Do we know?
2 weeks ago, they were in a process of reviewing and taking a summary to their minister. And I think we made a note in our diaries to touch base with them at the end of next week.
Thank you, Penny.
You got any other questions? No. No? Very good. We'll endorse the comments about your airport involvement too. No, you're very outstanding. Very professional in front of the Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Well done.
We found the flag at the end as well too. It was missing in action for a while.
All right. Okay. Any other questions or queries? Thank you, Julie. Anything else from your executive team? No?
No, thank you for that from us.
Okay, cool. Very good. I have a mover, please. That report. Thank you, Councillor Greenslade, seconded by Councillor Loughlin. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. Item number 5.7. Adoption of the Taupō District Council Local Government Statement 2022 to 25 triennium.
So councillors, this is a standard item that comes to council at the beginning of the triennium. That's your local government statement. That is a summary of your representation arrangements for this triennium. It is here for your approval today. Yeah, so if there are any comments, happy to talk through in detail if you wish.
Any comments? Any questions? Of Julie. No?
Oh, your worship, yes.
Councillor Campbell.
Oh, yes. I would just like to move and amend the motion by striking the words following engagement with the community from section 5.3, because I do not believe that section accurately relates what actually occurred, that our Taupō district did undertake meaningful engagement with the community prior to that decision in November 2020 to introduce Māori wards.
Okay. So you have you got some words? What's the process here, Shane? Is it, it's a possibility to amend this? Yeah, okay. So you've moved an amendment?
I'll second for the purposes of discussion.
Perhaps the discussion. All those in favour, please say aye.
I've got them.
There's a wording there.
If I just talk to it now.
Yep.
What was certainly the significant majority of people I have spoken to a lot of people, were not happy with the level of engagement. Subsequent to that decision in 2020, there was a 1,200 signature petition for a binding referendum. It was collated with some effort by members of the community, and then cancelled by central government, who are really the culprits who threw the spanner of the works. That has to be acknowledged. But then also set aside by Taupō District Council, who proceeded to seek additional feedback that could be argued in a fairly perfunctory way. That would hopefully give them no overwhelming reason to reverse their previous decision, and that was in 2021. And I would say, how often does any council back down from a previous decision once made? It would be very hard. To be clear, I'm not in any way speaking against Māori wards, but I believe the way it happened cannot be described as following engagement with the community. Engaging with the community is something I think we in Taupō District Council need to actually do more often. And I'm saying let's not try, in this case, I'm saying we shouldn't try to rewrite history and pretend it really did happen when I don't believe it actually did. So I just want to clarify this for the historical record.
Okay, Councillor Taylor.
So I'd say I agree with Councillor Campbell that we should not rewrite history and that we can always improve engagement. But that's as far as my agreement goes. I'll be voting against.
Anyone else want to comment? Councillor Greenslade.
Yes, I thank Councillor Campbell for going through this document. It was a bit of a hard document to read, actually. There was so much change in it. But I would say I was not a councillor at that time, but I was living in the Turangi area, and I found Taupō District Council engagement in our area extensive. I asked councillors many questions. I attended all meetings. I talked to other people in the community myself. I attended community board meetings. I asked community board members questions, and I also engaged with our two local councillors at the time, which were Councillor Tūrangi and Councillor John Mack. And from that point of view, I cannot agree with you in the Turangi board, particularly there was extensive engagement by council.
Thank you, Councillor Greenslade. Councillor Westerman.
Yes, and I totally agree. Having been a first term councillor during that immediate period, there had certainly been some history before I came on board, that there had been meetings and discussions. So it wasn't a cold start in anyone's book. I thought that there was extensive communication with the community. And look, you're never going to get everyone agreeing, otherwise it'd be a pretty sad world, wouldn't it? But I just remember writing down these words at the time, and I'll just reiterate. Maori seats, we stand at the fork of the road. We can choose from fear, uncertainty, or the status quo, or we can open our arms to cooperation, collaboration, and the richness of diversity and the collective wisdom of what this brings. We as a council need to ensure we educate the people of this district on why we support Maori seats.
Thank you, Councillor Westerman. All right, anyone else? Councillor Williamson.
Thank you. I understand the commentary that we're coming from, but having been part of the process since 2016, there's been extensive engagement and communication with the not just for iwi and stakeholders, but with the community. So pick up one soundbite out of a we pursued a particular argument doesn't wear with me, so I won't be voting for it.
Anyone else? No. Okay, so there is a amendment put up on the wall there. It's been moved by Councillor Campbell, seconded by Councillor Shepherd. All those in favour, you say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Yes. The amendment is lost. So we'll revert back to the original resolution. Was it a refreshment? Yeah. Yeah, so just the item one basically, but no amendments. Any other further discussion on the actual item? No? Yeah, Councillor Shepherd.
I wasn't a councillor at the time, and it's been really helpful that we've had this discussion today. I thank Duncan Campbell for raising it, and I really appreciate all the comments around the table. It's good to see. It's democracy at work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Shepherd. Okay, recommendation is up there. Could I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Westman, seconded by Councillor Fletcher. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carry. Thank you. Right. 5.8. Shani, council engagements for April.
Your worship and councillors.
Karen.
Hi, Karen here.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of amendments. On the 3rd of April, Monday the 3rd, there will be a Mangakino-Pouakani representative group induction and operations training. So that's just for those on the committee, and will be at the library up in Mangakino from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then on the 5th of April, there is now a Ngāti Turangi Tukua led induction at Hirangi Marae in the morning from 9 till 1. And the Turangi Co-Governance Committee meeting will move to the afternoon. So it will now start at 2 p.m. Following that, the closed workshop on landing fees for Taupō Airport Authority Committee has been moved to the 24th of April at 9:30. And the last one is that there is now a Taupō Airport Authority Committee induction at the airport on the 28th of April. So that's 11:30 to 2:30. And I will also obviously update the calendar for you all. That's it from me.
Thank you very much, Karen. Any questions? Any additions? Councillor Park.
Just through the chair, I'd be quite interested in attending the airport induction. Is it possible to do that, not being a member of the committee? Okay, yes, that's that.
Very good. No additions, deletions or anything? Hey, could I have a mover, please? We approve those engagements. Thank you, Councillor Shepherd. Thank you, Councillor Lachlan. Those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried. Okay, that's it. The formal part of it. Councillor Leonard and Councillor Rankin, are you still there?
Yes.
Good. Okay, sorry, we've lost your beautiful faces.
Yes.
Lucky you.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, cool. You guys all okay? You nothing you need to add?
No, all good this end, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, that is the end of the meeting. Councillor
No,
Campbell, would you like to do the... Sorry? Would you like to do the final lesson or?
I'll skip the chorus. Well.
Okay. Understand.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, what if it was true? And oh my, oh my, oh my, Tell me, is it true? Did he die upon that cross? Did he come back across? And will I be true to my birth? Will I give what I'm worth? Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. I come when you call. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Jesus, my all in all.
Amen.
Meeting closed.
Go back to